College? Campus? Did you say college campus classic? Well, sure you did. You know, we're just kicking it here, and it's come to my attention that that there are a lot of pastors these days teaching, and I think they're all excellent, superb pastors. Don't get me wrong if I rub anybody wrong. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Okay, there we go. And there's so many things that take me away when it comes to pastors. I was reading the Bible, and there's this one passage that really gets me in the book of Jeremiah, and it's a direct warning to pastors, and God warns them directly. Have you ever read the book of Ezra? It's a really good book. It's about how the children of God get rebuked by God, and they start to cry because all the idols and things that they've taken part with and all that, and they threw them all out, and they even had to put the people out of the city because they wanted God back. It's really good. It's a really good book. Ezra. You should read it sometime. One that got me was this one, Jeremiah. Jeremiah really took me, and this is going to get you. I know you're going to like this. This is what the Lord says. Go down to the palace of the king of Judah and proclaim to the messenger there, hear the word of the Lord, O king of Judah, you who sit on the throne, David's throne, and bring your officials and your people and come through these gates. This is what the Lord says. Do what is just and right. Rescue from the hand of the oppressor the one who has been robbed. Do no wrong or violence to the alien, the fatherless, or the widow, the Gentile, etc. And what he's saying is that he's warning the governors, the presidents, the prime ministers, and the government that if they don't get right before God, God's going to listen to what he says to them. And do not shed innocent blood in this place, for if you are careful to carry out these commands, then kings who sit on David's throne will come through the gates of this palace, riding in chariots and on horses, accompanied by their officials and their people. But if you do not obey these commands, declares the Lord, I swear by myself that this palace will become a ruin. So God declares unto them, if they don't change, the governments don't change, if the scribes and the Pharisees don't become no longer scribes and Pharisees, God's going to allow that to happen to them. And not only does he tell that to them, he tells this to the government, he tells this to the pastors. Woe to the pastors, shepherds, or those who are counseling my flock, who are destroying and scattering the sheep of my pastures, declares the Lord. You know why he says this? Because a lot of pastors are declaring good tidings and joy from this person to that person, to that person, to that person, but the lowly and the homeless and the poor and the famine, the drug addict and all that, they don't want nothing to do with them. They won't declare us unto them, to eat with them. They won't do it. And God says, well, what part have I with them? Well, these were Christians and they have fallen. You see, he declares here in Jeremiah 22 that they have fallen, and it's the government's fault they have fallen. They're not rebuking, and they're not actually expressing the law the way it's supposed to be applicated. And so therefore, it goes into the church, and it destroys the church as well. Not only does it destroy the government, but it'll destroy the pastors too. So he says, declares the Lord, therefore this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says to the shepherds who tend my people. Because you have scattered my flock and driven them away and have not bestowed care on them, I bestow punishment on you for the evil you have done, declares the Lord. I myself will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries, in other words, out of your hands, where I have driven them, and I will bring them back to their pastures and to their folds, each and every one. And I will place shepherds over them who will tend them, and who will no longer be afraid or terrified, nor will any of them be missing, declares the Lord. So we see here in these two passages that God warns the government and he warns the pastors, and he tells the pastors, I'm going to take from you what you've taken so lightly. And you see a lot of churches, they're just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And you say to yourself, why is this happening? All these foreigners, all these people were led into this country. Not true. It's the government not causing those foreigners to respect Jesus Christ in this country. That's what it is. And they don't have to, because God just told you, I'll allow them to come in. I'll allow them to do as they please. Because you don't love me. You don't respect me. And you don't know me. And they'll come to know me, or you'll come to know their God. I'm TcYbarra. This is College Classic Campus Hits. I just want you to know that I love all my brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ's name. Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, the Reformed Church, the Catholics, the Baptists, the non-Reformists, the Reformists, you know, all that. As long as you say, I want to know who Jesus Christ is, you're my brother or sister. God bless you all. Merry Christmas.